Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and today we'll be reading Ask Reddit. Formerly obese Redditors, what was the most surprising or unexpected change after losing weight? One beer and I'm crap-faced. Seriously underrated bonus. I need a coat in the winter. I never knew what cold was. Live in New England, always wore jeans, no gloves, a baseball hat, and a hoodie everywhere. Now it's like double gloves, long underwear, a heavy jacket, earmuffs, and scarves. I found bones and muscles I didn't know I had. Didn't realize my ankle was a tiny bone instead of this huge, fleshy lump. People talked about fat people around me without first giving me the mildly apologetic "I'm going to talk about your type" look, which was quite an eye-opener to hear what people would say when no fat people were around. Friends used to tell me, "You're not that fat, you look 140. I was friggin' 260 pounds. But I had never been skinny, so I had no reason not to believe them, just assuming normal women must have been 100 to 120 pounds maximum. I can't even pick up how much weight I've lost and carry it around. I have no idea how I used to walk, but then I noticed I no longer sweat like a pig. I'd have to get to class 5 to 15 minutes early so I could wipe myself down in the bathroom with wet towels and hope that the shoulder and back stains from my backpack would dry up before anyone noticed. I no longer worry about hugging people. Still not a hugger per se, but it doesn't make me feel like Godzilla or some kind of sweaty hell pig. I was surprised by how much new body access I had. It made sense that skinny women didn't have problems reaching anything to shave it. I just thought it was something everyone went to a salon for, because who could ever reach it? You asked for the one expected change, sorry, I went off on a ramble. I've lost 190 pounds over about 3 years, 415 to 225. Still working on dropping a bit more. Everything is better. I don't feel like crap all the time. I don't eat Tums constantly. I actually eat a better variety and more interesting foods than I did when I was fat. Obviously, I do better with women. I actually feel a bit smarter, and I no longer feel like I need to sleep 10 hours a day. There's only 2 things that are annoying. 1, having to buy all new clothes. Wearing clothes that fit right still feels a bit weird because I always wore loose-fitting stuff when I was bigger. I also have no good style ideas. And 2, I actually feel cold in the winter now. I gave up on trying to lose weight and just started permanently changing my diet to lower my blood pressure. My clothes just started to get really baggy and I thought I just wore them out with my fat bum. I didn't realize I was losing weight until I was down probably 30 pounds. I just got under 200 pounds for the first time since high school 5 weeks ago. I knew the loose skin would happen. I knew people would treat me better. I knew that I would have more energy and a better Mex life. But the thing that really changed? I'm happier. Even before I realized the pounds were coming off, I started noticing that stuff that would have stressed me out beyond compare just didn't affect me. I can't really explain it, but on average, I was just suddenly and constantly perky. I'm happy and I feel more clean. I don't get gross sausage sweats from climbing upstairs, and I'm always smiling. I just feel good. Everyone seems happier to see me, which is kind of friggin' annoying. To be fair, this also happens if you're incredibly plain looking and then put on makeup. People are always so weirdly happy to meet you, but normally no strangers would come up and happily start talking to you. 5'11", late 20s male, and I lost 30 pounds after weighing about 200 pounds. 70% of people tell me I look amazing, and the rest tell me I am too skinny and I should see a doctor. Can't make everyone happy apparently. However, I feel great, so that's all that matters. Same thing happened to me. I was 5'11" and weighed 200 pounds and lost 50 pounds. Even though my body weight was healthy, my family still harped on me for being too thin. Down 107 pounds, 286 to 179. I gained a little over an inch in height. I was 6'1.5" out of high school, but as I gained weight and was at my heaviest, I was 5'11.75" at the doctor's. Now I'm 6'1" even. Apparently my spine was compressed. Very nice to be extra tall and lean. 2 things I didn't expect: better skin and hair. My skin complexion cleaned up. I used to have those spots on my triceps and shoulders that disappeared, and my hair was healthier and not as limp. People started laughing at my jokes. It taught me how your appearance/status really matters when it comes to people deciding how to react to what you say and do. Jokes tend to have more of an impact when you don't pause halfway through to eat a pie. I've lost around 10 stone, 140 pounds. One thing I've noticed is that people are generally more nice to me. When I'm queuing in a shop, people will stand nearer to me rather than a couple of feet away as if I'm diseased. People smile at me as I walk by. It's sad as I'm still the same person as before. After losing 125 pounds, I am apparently very attractive and my donger is like 2 inches longer. Can't complain, although I'm still kind of in denial about it. Girls hitting on me is a total shocker. Edit, my leg muscles are stupidly big from carrying all that weight around. I think my calves have a six-pack. I can give you the opposite. I was formerly very fit and now I'm very obese. I'm so far down 20 pounds, I'm trying. Thin. When I was thin, people seemed to want to hang out with me. They were more inclined to hear what I had to say, often welcomed me into social events, and overall treated me much, much better than now. I remember feeling confident, being able to talk to people without looking sheepish or worried. No one questioned whether or not I was depressed, and I always had people who I could rely on for support. Fast forward 60 pounds later, people started to act as if they were better than me. Instead of them wanting to authentically hang out, they usually wanted something out of it. All the people who used to have interest in dating me magically gained a superiority complex. It had even gotten to the point that the people who I once called my mates started a friend loss counter. They would send a message with a number counting up each time they decided to stop being friends with me. Baseline observation: when you are skinny, people are glorious, caring, sensitive angels. When you are fat, they are manipulative, cynical, and vengeful beings. Looks get you a more positive reception from the public. You have more energy, you have more confidence, lower blood pressure, and less stress due to the exercise that leads to weight loss. I lost weight once. I was in the best shape of my life at that time. I went running every day, had all the energy in the world, performed better at work, everything that I had not experienced for a while. Then one day, some people I know said I looked bad. As in, I had lost so much weight that I looked pale and sickly. Looking back and looking at pictures, I was 100% okay, as I was eating healthy with lots of exercise. But at the time, it didn't matter. That hurt so bad that I didn't exercise for 2 or 3 days. After that, I started eating worse and worse, until 6 months later, I had gained 55 pounds. Weight is like financial debt. It's so easy to rack up the weight or debt, and it's amazingly difficult to get it off. Fast forward a few more years and I was up to 80 pounds from my low. Not really a lot of support from loved ones, as it was like a pain in the bum for me to devote my time to trying to shed the weight by exercising. Nothing really changed. Then one day, I said, to hell with it. I need to lose weight. So I started exercising like a mother, treadmilling, can't really run at the moment, knees can't handle fat loads very well, and watching what I eat. I'm down about 18 pounds in about a month and a half, but I'm slowly getting there and building a lot of leg muscle in the meantime, which hurts the weight loss itself, but not the look of my body. Sorry for the backstory, but it brought back bad memories of days past. I lost 100 pounds. The most surprising thing to me was that I didn't get mistaken for someone else anymore. When you're 300 plus pounds, all people see is the fat. So all fat people look alike. This may be too far for people to read, but the thing I've most noticed is people got mean. I notice most people say that everyone treated them better, and I wonder if that's a result of most of them being dudes. I'm a lass, and I now weigh 110 pounds after losing 70, and I'm small framed, so it was a noticeable 70. Yeah, people got nicer and friendlier too. I definitely got hit on more. Being able to just buy clothes without worrying about the fit was great, and salespeople definitely got nicer. I gained a ton of confidence from it. But friends, family, and especially older women got snide about it. People would make fun of my diet. If I ate a salad, I was anorexic. If I ate a Big Mac, it was scoffs and, man, someone's lucky. If I go clothes shopping with any of my friends, I get, well, you're basically a coat rack, you can pull off anything. boys think it's acceptable to pick me up because I am presumably so skinny I must be weightless. My own sister and mom, who weigh less than me, are always commenting on how I need to eat more, and am I sure I'm not sick? Everyone in my wife's family is overweight, and is just constantly making comments about how I must judge them. Hell, recently my wife and I started discussing pregnancy, and her mom mentioned there's no way I could get pregnant because I must be malnourished, and if I did, I'd snap in half. I actually feel uncomfortable in tight clothes and swimwear in public now for completely opposite reasons. People are constantly pointing out my lack of curves or any joint bone that's visible. I've gotten more negative comments about my body now than I ever did when I was overweight. I lost 140 pounds. The biggest surprise was finding it that I wasn't fat because I was lazy. I've been overweight for most of my life, and it always felt like a moral failing. I was a lazy person, so therefore I was fat. Having lost the equivalent of a person, I now realize that being that fat makes you lazy. It hurts to walk, to stand, to live. No wonder all I wanted to do was sit down or sleep. At the end of a day of work, I was exhausted. Imagine going through your life carrying around another person. It doesn't take much to wear a person out. And it's a vicious circle. You don't want to move because it hurts, so you get fatter and fatter. It was only since I lost all this weight that I realized that I'm not a bad person. I'm not a lazy person. Being lazy didn't make me fat. I was lazy because I was fat. And that's the end of the video, Narwhals. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to join our YouTube community, the Narwhals. We're getting really close to 4,000, so this is probably your final chance to join the Narwhals before 4,000. Thank you for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed, and until next time, have a good one, Narwhals.